En soos gebruiklik is sy hier in die ateljee. Lindie, gaan dit goed?
Baie goed, dankie met jou, Christie.
Ja, lekker. Altyd lekker om jou te hê, want jy het sulke interessante gaste wat jy altyd saambring.
Ja,
En dan kan ek nie wag om te hoor. En dan wil ek sommer dieselfde besigheid ook begin as jy klaar gepraat het.
Ons begin elke week 'n besigheid, onthou jy nou weer?
Ja, absoluut. Maar jy sê verlede week, vertel net gou wat het gebeur daar.
Ja, so ons het mos die onderhoud gehad met Pieter John en van Stroom, en hulle is mos innovative production house, en hy het 'n paar keer gevra vir Peninsula Beverages om hom te kontak na gelang van die produk wat hulle ontwikkel het.
Ja.
En so waar as gonna, Peninsula Beverages, iemand het gehoor en vir hulle gesê, luister, julle ore gloei seker, en hulle het vir Pieter John gekontak en die vergaderings opgestel, so
En hy doen nou hulle besigheid.
Watch the space.
Ja, fantasties.
Ja, is dit nie amazing nie?
Nou ons het vir Lise Van Der Berg hier, Packtronic Winelands. Gaan dit goed? Baie welkom.
Baie dankie, Christie. Dis lekker om hier so te wees.
En jy kan sommer hoor, sy was al jare terug, was sy ook 'n omroeper gewees, of ek weet nie hoe lank terug nie, maar ja, ook 'n omroeper
Is in
gewees.
die mense bloed, nee.
Is nee. Ja,
Ja.
mense raak verslaaf daaraan.
Absoluut.
Nou, dalk raak ek nou verslaaf aan Packtronics, so kom ons hoor wat alles gebeur daar met jou besigheid, Lindie.
So Lise, eintlik kan ek al met vrymoedigheid sê, eintlik al 'n vriendin. Ons gaan nou regtig nie vir mense sê hoeveel wyn het ons al saam opgedrink nie, maar ons het verseker al 'n paar rondes golf gespeel, en I think one thing, Christie, that always amazes me about Lisa is you are surely a serial entrepreneur. I don't know, it doesn't matter what she does, she's in the business of moving and reinventing herself, and here again, Winelands Packtronic. So we'll get to that just now. Maar Lisa, welcome.
Thank you, Lindie.
Lovely having you here, celebrating friendship and business.
Oh, it's a voorreg.
En so vat my terug, jare terug, you studied at Stellenbosch. I mean, honestly, jewelry design, and we'll circle back to where you are today. But just take us through a little bit of a journey.
Quick.
Yeah.
Crash course, okay.
Yeah, oversight.
So, young girl being inspired by art, loving art, being creative. That is where the whole journey, I think, starts, is being creative, having a mom also encouraging being creative. I think I was an ADHD child. I'm still ADHD, which is actually to my advantage. I actually embrace that now, because
Absolutely.
with all of this energy, I've got so much that I can do with that, and I do that. Mm-hmm. So my mom taught me from an early age just to take that as a big advantage in your life, and she really kept me busy. So from being young girl and interested into being a creative person, I really didn't know what to study. Academically, I was strong, medium to strong, and in those years, it wasn't known for us to become engineers or study business or whatever.
No, oh my gosh, what was the options? Not too many. There weren't many. I mean,
Yes.
we were never really, I think, introduced to options.
Exactly.
So,
Yeah. Our options
so what
were
do you
limited.
do? You listen to your mom and you
Or
go
your
and do
teacher.
something that's obvious. Yeah.
Exactly. So I was an achiever in art, an art achiever, and I was
lovely.
also I loved piano as well. So through those channels, I achieved in art, and at that point, my art teacher at high school said, "At hoor meisie skool hier genote in Springs."
Daar sy.
Lekker.
So
Jy
she
sien nog iets wat ons in gemeen het, die Oosrand.
Die Oosrand. So she encouraged me to go and study art, and at that point, my stepdad, I loved him to bits, and he encouraged me as well. He wanted me to go to Stellenbosch University. So I really wanted to escape from this Springs life in die Oosrand lewe, and I really embraced the fact that I could go to university at Stellenbosch University, and I enrolled as an art student. But then I realized skone kunste te doen is going to bring me nowhere. So maybe I should do jewelry design or graphic design. So I chose jewelry design. I loved every moment of it, and I still recall after I studied that, I started with my own jewelry studio, Jewel de Art, from home. That I enjoyed doing business with the people, closing the deal, selling the jewelry, selling the artwork, or selling my art designs and the diamonds. But I hated the part when I had to go to the workshop and work. It's like a workhorse. It's like, it's very monotonous.
Now you've got to go and physically make the ring or whatever it is.
It is very creative, but the part I hated was that my nails and my hands were getting dirty, and it's extremely tedious. I mean, you work until 2 o'clock at night. I've got so utmost respect for jewelry, for goldsmiths, a lot of respect. So I liked the one part, that was the designing part. I liked the part being in contact with my customer. I liked closing the deal part, but that next level part frustrated me. And then there was another thing is that I had my 3 boys, they were still very young, and I wanted to spend time with my kids. So shall we go on?
Yeah. Because I'm fascinated because now's the next chapter. So what happened?
My husband at the time, the children's father, Andre, he was involved in the timber industry. He studied he studied industrial, whatever. It was something in the industry, in the wood industry. Okay, so, and then we went to the Sabi, Nelspruit in the Lowveld area. After I've studied, and I started the jewelry then. But then he was always complaining or just mentioning that there's a lot of trouble with him getting his timber out in the transport industry. So, shall we keep that for next time?
Exactly, Christy. So that's exactly when I got to know Lisa, she had a fleet of big double link horses and trailers, and she had transport contracts. Now, that's what I talk about. I think what gives you the kick, if you were to say, Lisa, is being in business, but being, looking at opportunities, jumping on those opportunities, and then starting something, And so transport, which will circle back to what she does today, Packtronic, and we'll circle back to that. But sufficient to say that love the chase, love the challenge, always creative, reinventing herself. And that is the essence and the DNA of every entrepreneur out there. You've got to be able to reinvent yourself.
Yeah.
If it doesn't work, then move on.
Excellent.
We'll be back just now.
Thanks.
Business Lunch with Lindie continues straight after this. You for me, Sigala and Rita Ora on Helderberg FM. Ons is besig met Business Lunch with Lindie en sy gesels met Lise Van Der Berg, Packtronic Winelands. Is mos reg, Lise, nee, ek reg.
Dis reg, hoor.
Wat sê ek Lise? Dis Lise met 'n S.
S.
Nou sê Lindie, laat by.
So Lisa, looking at the challenges, and before you know it, into a fully fledged transport business with a fleet of trucks. Yeah. So
large
take us through that little chapter in your life, which lasted 21 years, by the way.
21 years. So I've got the cap. Hulle praat van transport.
Yes.
Dit is transport.
Dis transport.
Okay, ek is al so moeg as mense sê transport, but it is transport.
High risk, low margin, very competitive.
Yeah. So did that for 21 years, learned so many lessons. And I know now what I don't want to do anymore.
And that's also a big learning, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I also at one point in my life, I also had a restaurant. I also know I don't want to do that anymore.
Yeah, I remember that as well.
Yes.
But dare I just say, during that phase, 21 years, Christy, she always excels at what she does, and that's what's such an inspiration. I mean, won numerous awards. In 2017, national winner, Businesswoman of the Year within the transport industry. So no small fry. But then you said something like, as we go through building a business, other things start popping up.
Yes.
And that's exactly what happened, right?
Yes. So so what I found is that I like to search for opportunities, or I don't know if I don't just see opportunities, but I always see an opportunity. I'm looking for opportunities. So it's funny and it's weird sometimes because I push myself into a big state of stress sometimes because I take too much on. That also happens, with
just loaded onto the already overloaded situation, right?
So sometimes I just need to hold back. So that's nice of being the age we are now at this stage.
Sure. Now, but the point is, Lisa, you intentionally always are on the lookout for opportunities.
Yes.
And that happened. You wrapped up the transport and you saw the opportunity with Winelands, Packtronic Winelands. So what do you do? And this has been now for the last 3 years,
3 years, that's correct. So the opportunity came my way. Johan Carlos from Johannesburg, Packtronic. Through golf, The opportunity came about through golf. And my friends that stayed next to us, Joanne and Lawrence, they are still staying up there at Fairhaven. So I met Johan and his wife, and he initially said that this is what they do. So guys, this is what we do. Barcodes, QR codes, best before dates. When you go and buy buy milk, you always check that you buy the milk for the longest, best
freshest,
the
most
freshest milk.
recent date on the tin.
The industry is called coding and marking.
Okay.
So every product you find on the shelf has to be marked with some or other mark. So it's about traceability. If anything should happen, you can take it back. Someone can take it off the shelf. Remember when Ford Sportar and something blew up?
Yeah, I remember.
No, they had to take it off the market.
Yeah.
So they were
There's a big callback. We could trace it. But
Correct.
same with strawberries, same
Everything.
with milk, yogurt,
Everything. Beer,
motor cars,
wine,
whatever. Everything is marked.
Yes.
And all the parts needs to be traced.
Yes.
And you guys supply the printers and the
Correct.
consumables down the line.
Yes. So when you need one of those printers, so who's my customer? It
Yes,
would be a
please.
manufacturer, a producer, a bottler, a water plant, a wine
A
bottling
packaging
company.
warehouse.
Everything that you see on the shelf has got a barcode. It's because everybody scans it because it goes through traceability.
Sure.
We want to know the origin of the product. So we import the machines. I do the marketing. I go and see the production managers, whatever engineers, and I introduce our machines to the people and for them to purchase it. So everybody, all manufacturers, has got our types of machines in. The industry is coding and marking. So I've got an opposition. Obviously, there's lots of opposition of us, but I need to then tell the people about the brand that we do, the agents. We are currently agents for Lynx. So our machines come from Europe and it's from England. Then some of our other cartridge printers, they are from Vietnam. Sorry to say, let's just leave it at that.
Yeah,
That is the brands that we cover.
Sure. And
We
you
know
know
what we don't cover.
We know what we don't cover. But
Yes.
here's the thing. So obviously there's been some huge highlights.
Yes.
But what are some of the lessons that you've learned in the last 3 decades of being in business? I mean, you know, I don't know. Are there some certain things that you just want to keep on reminding yourself?
Yes, I would definitely say is you can never run a business on your own, number one. You always need staff. So that would be your highest asset and your highest risk. So I realize if you want to stress yourself out, don't employ people. You want to have a happy life and start relaxing and enjoying your business and embracing your talents, and you need people. So be very, very careful who you employ, who you use to help you with your employment equity. Is that correct?
Absolutely.
So that is
identifying the right person, get the right
Yes.
talent on board,
Yes.
and yeah, for sure.
I think that's the risk for all owners
Of course.
businesses.
And then
Hey.
I also remember us talking a lot about putting systems in place. You know,
Yes.
we don't always have a business education. You didn't have a business degree.
Yes.
The things you did were either learn it by your own sweat, make lots of mistakes.
costing you lots of money.
And I know we coached for quite a couple of
Yes.
years as well. What difference did that make?
Oh, that was a huge difference in my life. So when I initially in 2004, I had a business coach as well, Mel Tomlinson. But then when I came to Cape Town in 2015, 2018, I met you through BNI, and I immediately knew this was what I needed. So what was that saying that says, the student arrives...
Yeah, the coach appears when the student's looking for a coach.
There we go.
Yeah,
There we
and
go.
that's
So
exactly what happened.
That's
right?
exactly what happened. So what you taught me was that I need to get all the bases in place, and especially with your staff, knowing to know what you need in the first place. And how do you know what you need? If someone tells you what you need.
Yeah, and you've got to contemplate, you've got to do the planning,
Yes.
you've got to be proactive, looking for the right team.
Absolutely.
So, Christy, when we come back, we're going to again just chat a little bit more about Lise's illustrious, amazing journey as an entrepreneur, and the fact that, can I just say this, she's not nearly done, so by the way.
I see. Well, sy het nou net gesê, kom nou weer 'n nuwe besigheid.
Ja, and I mean, that's the least I would expect of Lise, for sure.
Ons terug net hierna. Ons is besig met Business Lunch met Lindie Malan en ons so laaste sessie wat sy nog gesels met Lise Van Der Berg van Packtronic Winelands. Sy Lindie so laaste sessie.
So there's very specific industries that you obviously find yourself positioned really, really well. I mean, you referenced OEM. What is that even? And, you know, just give us some idea of who should be listening right here, right now,
Yes.
because you need to be talking to them.
Absolutely, because I've been to their offices, but I need their attention now. I mean, I have
Go
to
for
go
it,
this
girl.
far.
Go for
I have
it.
to go into the radio to get their attention.
Okay, well, shamelessly
Okay, so
promoted.
anyway,
yourself.
So you get your production companies. So that would be your manufacturing companies, the wine farmers, your wine bottling service providers, chips, crisp factories, Simba.
Simba and those people.
Bread, Holson Bakery, are you listening? Then your grain factories like, kom ons kyk gou die ene daar in Malmesbury, wat is ons daar? Pioneer Foods.
Pioneer Foods.
There we go, Pioneer Foods. Come on guys, I've been to your offices. Then we're going to the milk filling companies. So definitely we are currently busy with Lancewood. So they do cheese. I went up to George, did an audit for them. We're in conversation and I got a very good feedback, very positive feedback from them. The other one I'm really wanting seriously would be Fair Cape Dairies. Just start talking to me.
Okay, well, there you go.
Come on, Fair Cape, start talking to me. And then I'm also talking to Into Foods. So I've got a good relationship with the production people here at Into Foods in Strand. I'm talking to Into Foods Paul and also to Komiki. But there's many of them available, and I love their strategy. I love it. It's something different for another day. Their strategy, employment strategies, and everything. I love it. I like that company.
But it's about supporting local, Lisa, and it's about having the ability to open doors. Now, I'll tell you one thing. What do you think is your personal strength? I mean, what makes it possible for you to open these doors and have a great conversation?
Interesting question. I hope I'm not going to be too vain answering that. Being in sales, so I'm actually a marketer, salesperson, closing the deal.
Love it. The hunt.
Closing the hunt, and also I have no problem meeting new people.
That's in fact, you love it.
It doesn't even turn my stomach doesn't.
You're
even turn.
energized by the opportunity
Absolutely.
to meet new people
I
and
think
look
I'm
at
a
opportunity.
leech.
Of course, but in a good way.
Yes.
Because your passion for what you do. I mean, I've joked to say, who's going to say no to you? Because your passion is just so overwhelming, and your enthusiasm. Don't you think that's something that anyone needs if you're in marketing and sales, right?
So definitely cannot be shy to start off with. You have to be confident. So to be confident is to know your product. So there was a lot of learning curves with this industry. 3 years back, I started with the industry. I didn't know anything. So there's lots of technical background that I had to know, which I loved. So learning, I'm a lifelong learner. I think that is also one thing. I'm very curious.
Standout. You by nature curious, Lisa.
Yes, I'm
and
curious.
You want to know how it works.
Yes,
you want to
I always
understand.
ask questions.
And here's the other thing: you're prepared to be vulnerable in that process
It
of
happens.
learning. I don't have all the answers, but I'll be back tomorrow at 10, and I'll certainly give you what you need to know.
That's true. I don't know, but I'll let you know.
I'll let you know.
No, I would always say I will get the answer back to you. I don't. You know that the no word doesn't exist in sales. That's what I kind of know.
True.
You don't say no. You just say,
true.
I'll get back to you.
I'll get back to you.
I'll get
Great
back
question, sir, by the way.
Yes, I love that part.
Yeah.
And another thing is, I think to understand that sales start by a trust relationship.
Isn't it true, eh?
So I need to go in there. If I want to sell something to you, you get immediately the idea that this is a salesperson. Say, well, it's my afsmeer. I hate that feeling. We all hate that feeling. We all hate that call. So it's if that person would come to my office, start a relationship and build a relationship, understand what I want before I want to sell something new. So I would say, let's just find out from my customer, wat is sy behoefte?
Yeah.
Wat wil hy hê?
What is their challenge? What are they looking for?
What's
What is the
their pain?
problem they're looking to
Yes,
solve?
what's their pain?
Yeah.
Listen to what their pain is and see if I can fit the glove.
Absolutely.
Or my business.
And if
my
I can't, it's
product.
okay. I move on, or I give you the advice of where you can
That's very important, is to understand that I can fit the glove, I can help you. I'm not going to make your life more miserable, and I'm not going to make my life more miserable.
go. We need
So
to be a good fit.
we need to be good
But it
fit.
does come back to trust.
Trust.
So, Lisa, what gives you hope for the future?
Hope for the future is that everything is always the same, but it changes. So one would always go and say, oh, guys, our government. One would say, oh, child trafficking. One would say, oh, poverty. One would go, everything is always the same.
There's nothing new,
Go
really.
back to the Bible and go and see in die Ou Testament. Gaan kyk in die Ou Testament. Mense het mekaar
40
geëet.
jaar in die woestyn, so by the way.
Ja, it's a 11-day journey, huh?
Well, there we go.
So everything is actually the same. They survived it. We will survive it. It will change. It will change.
Ja.
Die wheel draai.
Ja.
And be part of that wheel. Make the wheel turn.
Ja.
I hate the fact that people go and they say, daar's 'n straat daar voor by ons waar ek bly, Somerset Lakes, nê? Daai straat van hier onder van die N2 tot daar bo by Somerset, vergeleë new place that they're building there. Daai straat like terrible. I'm going to tackle that road together with the DA councillor because I hate what it looks like. I would complain about it every day I drive past that straat. Daai straat is terrible. The papers are lying. Any case, so be part of the change. Give your klim in die bootjie.
Rol op jou moue and become part of
And
the solution.
if that is what we can do for the future, government, children, whatever business, klim in daai bootjie en roei hom in daai rapids.
Yeah, and I think it's about stop being a spectator. That why,
Yes.
You know, jump in, swim,
Yes.
drown, get up, go,
Yes.
get going.
Yes.
And that's what Lisa does, Christy.
Mm,
and
yeah,
again,
sure.
you know, I'm so glad we had this chat. You know, for the wannabe entrepreneurs out there, no, it's not easy, but is it worthwhile? Absolutely.
It is.
Absolutely.
It's a journey. The journey is extremely exciting.
Exciting.
It's not monotonous.
No, it's never. And I think that feeds your ADHD, right? But that's okay, and that's okay. So that's why there's wine
That's
and
what it
friends.
is. And friends.
So, Lisa, where does any of the names you've mentioned, where do businesses out there get hold of you? What's the best way?
I've got a LinkedIn profile just
Perfect.
to start. We've got a website because I'm not sure if you're always going to remember my email address or my telephone number, but I'm going to give it to you any case. So
Yeah.
it's very easy. It's called Sales CT, like in Cape Town, Sales CT at packtronic.co.za, or you just go onto the website www.packtronic.co.za.
As easy as that, and you get to chat to Lise Van Der Berg, proud owner and driver of Packtronic Winelands. It's been an amazing privilege to chat to you again. And again, I'm inspired by your energy, your enthusiasm, your love for life, and more than anything, your love for business, Christy.
Nee, absoluut. So ek het dit gehoor nou en as ek nie ingegryp het om julle te stop nie, sou julle seker nog aangaan het tot môreoggend toe.
Verseker.
Ek wil net dankie sê, hoor. Christy, baie dankie en Lindie, die ongelooflike geleentheid. Dit was 'n regte voorreg.
Lekker om u hier te gehad het en ek moet sê ek het sommer baie geïnspireerd, maar ek weet nie waar kry jy die energie vir al hierdie dinge nie. Ek bedoel as die besigheid nou loop, hou hom. Moenie nou nog een begin nie, gaan net aan met die ene.
Net so Christy,
Ja,
dan
man.
travel ons.
Daar's hy.
Dis hy.
Lise Van Der Berg van Packtronic Winelands, baie dankie vir jou inkom en baie sterkte vorentoe. En Lindie, vir jou sien ek volgende week.
Volgende week, selfe plek, selfe tyd, ander dag.
Daar sy.